Hello everyone. Hello guys, how are you guys on today? I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. Guess what time it is? It is story time with Miss Doris, and I have an awesome book to read to you guys on today. I know you guys are going to be tuning in a second, but it's okay. I'm going to go ahead on and get started. Today's book we're going to be reading is Robinson Crusoe. Robinson Crusoe is the book we are going to be reading on today. It's an awesome book. I'm so excited to be reading to you on today. And our guest Muppet today is going to be, well, Robinson Crusoe has a puppy right there. So guess who we're going to have today as our guest? We are going to have Pudgy the Muppet. Pudgy the Muppet. Hello guys, and welcome to Storytime. I'm going to go ahead on and get started. I would like to go ahead on and greet everyone all over the world. Hello and welcome to Storytime with Miss Doris. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some, good night. Someone is going to bed somewhere in the world, but guess what? You are just in time for story time with Miss Doris. Hello and welcome. Hello, Royce. Hello, Miss Nisha. How are you on today? Hello, Miss Nisha. I did try to reach out to you this past weekend, Miss Nisha. I sent you a message, so you probably was busy. Hello, Miss Ebony. Hello, Miss Ebony. Hello, Miss Sophia. How are you guys? I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. Well, guess what? Today's story we're going to be reading is Robinson Crusoe. And our guest is Pudgy the Muppet. I know you guys are ready for that Storytime song, but remember to always practice safety first when we are doing that song. Very good! I love that song. Practice safety first at all time. Hello, say hello to Pudgy the Muppet, and welcome. Storytime with Miss Doris. A shout out to all of you guys out there in social media land. Sing to you, tell you all just what to do. I love that song. Sing to you, tell you all just what to do. Story time. It's story time. Story time with Miss. It's story time. Story time with Miss. It's story time. It's story time. I'm so excited. She'll read to you, sing to you, tell you all just what to do. Whoa, you guys are singing really loud. You guys were awesome. Guess what? Let's go ahead and get started with our story for today. Go ahead on and have your lunch or your snack or whatever you may be having on today, while Miss Doris read you a story. Robinson Crusoe. And this book is by Little Classic. Robinson Crusoe. Sing to you, tell you all just what to do. Let me turn the music down just a tad bit. A long time ago, a merchant's wife gave birth to a beautiful baby boy named Robinson Crusoe. His father, a clever man, tried to convince his young son to study, but Robinson yearned to spend his life at the sea. Before allowing Robinson to set sail, the merchant gave his son advice. The happiest man is the one who avoids both poverty and great riches during his life. Robinson promised to never forget the wise words of his father, no matter how far he might travel. Robinson first headed to London, where he came across a ship with a captain who promised every member of a crew a chance to earn his fortune. Robinson, forgetting the promise his father had made to him. So guess what? Robinson jumped aboard. Hello, Shakana. Hello, Shaquavia. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I knew you were going to be coming on soon. Enjoy your lunch. Robinson enjoyed his first couple of days at the sea. But as they neared the Caribbean, the ship sailed into a horrible, horrible storm. The boat, unable to navigate through the immense waves and raging winds, was thrown onto the sandy coast of a tiny island. Robinson, along with the other crew members, rushed to the lifeboats. As they rowed, a massive wave crashed down, scattering Robinson and the crew into the waters. Robinson swam for his life, rising and falling with the great waves, until eventually he felt sand beneath his feet. The sea carried him to land. Safe on shore, Robinson lay down, painting. The ship and the crew were nowhere in sight. Robinson remembered his father's words to avoid both poverty and great riches, and felt ashamed. He hadn't listened to this advice. He swore to himself then and there that if he ever got off the island, he would go straight home to his family and continue his studies. Always take advice from your parents. They never stir you in the wrong direction. For now, Robinson shook the sand from his clothes and set off to explore the island. Down the beach, he stumbled upon the remains of the shipwrecked vessels. He found food, fresh water in the galley, as well as clothing and weapons. He also found Rex, the captain's loyal dog. The ship's deck was strewn with pieces of wood that had broken during the storm. Using the wood and ropes from the mast, Robinson made himself a big, huge raft, enough to carry all his treasures back to bay. It's going to be okay, Robinson. You see. With his newfound supply secured, Robinson pushed the raft away from the pillared shipwreck. Just then he was splashed with water from behind. It was Rex. The dog jumped into the water and was swimming towards the raft. I guess I won't be alone on this island after all, Robinson said to Rex. Welcome aboard. Over the next few days, Robinson unloaded the goods onto the beach to take stocks of his supplies. They had plenty of food and water, but still nowhere to sleep. Robinson dismantled the raft and dug the biggest logs into the sand. Then he went into the forest to chop down some trees. Sing to you, tell you all just what to do. The work was tiring, but Robinson knew it was important to have shelter with the island's unpredictable weather and animals. Before long, he built a small but sturdy cabin to sleep in. Exhausted, he fell asleep with Rex curled up right beside him. Robinson and Rex lived well on the island for several years. All thanks to Robinson, the resourceful nature. He tamed wild goats and used their milk to make cheese and butter. He found barley growing in the fields and cultivated it so he had enough food to last for the winter. He also befriended a parrot that he named Pole. He taught it to speak. There he goes with all his animal friends. It's story time. There's his parrot. Story time with Miss Sherry to you, sing to you. Then one day Robinson was following Rex and the pole on the beach when he noticed something odd in the sand. It was a large footprint, a human footprint. Robinson froze suddenly, full of fear. He scanned his surroundings and listened intently for sounds of strangers in the distance. He was considering turning back to his cabin when he heard noises from the farther of the beach. Curious, he crept toward the pier over a large boulder. In the distance, Robinson saw a young boy surrounded by a group of warriors. It's story time. We have to do something, Robinson said to Rex and Pole. Rex sprang up towards the warriors, barking. Ruff, ruff, ruff. I know you guys can bark. Robinson followed, shooting once into the air, startled by the loud noises. The warriors ran back into their boats, leaving the boy behind. Robinson brought the boy back to his cabin and fed him some bread and fruit. As the boy ate, Robinson decided his name should be Friday, the day their paths crossed. In no time at all, Friday became Robinson's loyal companion. Robinson taught Friday to speak English, how to care for goats, and how to plant the barley seeds so they could grow taller and stronger. After a few years living with Robinson, Friday spotted his homeland across the sea. My village, I see it, cried Friday. Seeing the sparkle in his eye, Robinson decided they would build a boat strong enough to sail back to Friday's village. They selected a gigantic tree to chop down as the base of their boat. It would take many months of hard work to create the perfect shape. Then one morning, as Robinson sat on a hilltop scanning the sea for passing ships, he spotted both a ship and a rowboat in the distance. He realized that the rowboat was headed straight to his island. In the rowboat were sailors from the ship, but they didn't look like they wanted to simply explore the island. They had the captain tied up. They were mutineers who wanted to leave the captain on the island and take control of the ship. With the help from Friday, Rex, and Pole, Robinson managed to release the captain and tie up the mutineers instead. The only problem, the captain told them, was that there were many more mutineers on the ship, and they had locked up all his royal crew in the brig. Oh my goodness, I wonder what do they want? They sound like thieves to me. Be safe, guys. Robinson and the captain made a deal. If Robinson and Friday recovered his ship from the mutineers, the captain would grant them free passage to England as a reward. So Robinson and Friday came up with a plan. To trick the mutineers, they had the captain break apart the rowboat and was it wood to make fire on the beach. Then they rowed out of the ship. The plan worked. The beach fire distracted the mutineers, and in all the chaos, Robinson and Friday managed to sneak onto the ship unseen. With Robinson's rifle and Friday's spear, they quickly convinced the mutineers to surrender. Guys gotta be safe, guys. After tying up the last mutineer on deck, Robinson and Friday hurried downstairs to release the ship's crew. The sailors were in shock. They couldn't believe that a castaway and a young boy had rescued them, but they were ecstatic to see their captain safe and sound. "Thank you for the recapturing my vessels," the captain cried, representing Robinson with lavish gifts of wine, food, and clothing. Robinson, remembering his father's wise words to avoid both poverty and great riches, graciously accepted the gifts after years surviving on the remote island. At that moment, he could think of nothing better than new clothes to wear, delicious food to fill his stomach, and free passage aboard the ship. Story time. As they set sail, Robinson, Friday, Rex, and Poe waved goodbye to the island before turning to face the vast sea ahead. Together, the friends were ready for their next adventure, a sea voyage to England. Wow, what an awesome story. The end. This was an awesome story on today. And look at all the little classic collections of books we will get a chance to read. Out of this whole collection, I think I'm lacking only 6 books out of all of these books. I have all of these books in my collection except for 6. I cannot find the other 6, but it's okay. I'll keep searching for them. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for sitting so attentively with Storytime today with Miss Doris. And remember, if you're not feeling well, always let Mom and Dad know that you guys are not feeling well. And guess what? They will take really good care of you. And when you're out in public, or if you guys go to the beach or on a boat, or you go sailing or fishing or even playing with your toys, make sure that you are still washing and sanitizing your hands at all times, because we don't want you guys getting sick at all. We want you well at all times. And when you're out in public with Mom and Dad and they give you your mask to wear, make sure you're wearing your mask. It's very imperative that you guys are wearing your mask at all times and washing your hands. We are still practicing safety first. Make sure you guys are still practicing safety first at all times. And don't take your mask off, Royce, until Mom or Dad or Nana or someone tell you guys to. Sakana, Sophia, but you guys were awesome on today. I enjoyed reading you a story on today. Well, guess what? I have to go now, little Pudgy and I. But you guys have an awesome, happy Monday. And remember, if you are not smiling on today, Miss Doris and Pudgy Wudgy has a smile for you on today. Have an awesome, blessed day. Take care. Love you all. Don't forget to smile.